Mike Dalite, I gotta be honest with you for a second, Mike. You're a lot tougher than I thought you were gonna be. You hung in there with me a lot longer than I thought you would. Basically, what I'm saying, Mike, is you're more of a man than I thought you were. But see, therein lies the problem, Mike Dalite. You are a man and nothing more. You are as weak and as fragile as any other man. And I am a demon king. Mike Dalite, tonight, steel cage match with weapons. The only way to win is to escape the cage. Mike, there's no escaping for you. This is your personal hell. And at the end of the night, when it's all said and done, you're going to be staring up at the lights with your back flat on the mat. When you're staring at those lights, Mike, I want you to do me a favor. Walk into the light, because no one's going to miss you.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, as you see tonight, I am getting ready for one of the biggest matches in my career. Funny Bone, you and I have been going back and forth for the last 8 months. And tonight, it all comes to an end. Bone, it's been fun, but it's time to end this. And tonight, it's going to be delightful.
This match just once and for all, just like get it over early. I mean,
well, with the animosity between these two, there might be one hidden under the ring for all we know.
There might be, but if it was a weapons match and it was legal, I'd bring a gun or
well,
a
that's
knife
not
or
legal.
something.
That's not legal in a weapons match.
Okay. So there are restrictions.
There are restrictions, right? Okay. You know, we got a bunch of crutches on the cage.
How about a sword? Can you bring a sword in there?
I don't believe so.
I think basically
no machetes.
So basically, this match is regulated by TSA restrictions.
Correct.
Like anything you can't bring on an airplane. Everything else is limited.
As long as it got through customs, it's okay.
Okay, right. So you get through security at the airport, you can bring it into the ring, right?
And there is definitely a lot of plunder in the ring. Funny Bone with his minions. I'm not sure what Mike Dalite's doing there. They can't get inside the cage, so why does he care about them?
What exactly is a minion?
I'm not actually sure.
It's like an underling, right?
Yes.
A person
kind of a lackey.
Right.
You know, does things. Basically, you'll do whatever it takes to ensure victory for Funny Bone.
Well, lackey. I like that word. So basically, like for instance, when I come down to the FSW training facility,
right,
and train and have my training class,
right.
Well, those are my minions, right?
Exactly.
Okay, right. Okay, I get it now.
You know, they get you your coffee if you need it. They need to check the scores of the baseball games.
Right.
You know, things like that. They do the little things. And right now, Mike Dalite, who again, Funny Bone.
What is that? What kind of wrestling maneuver is that, Joe?
Well, you know, that's what's. Oh, and look at that, the big boot right to the face.
If you want to do a move like that, where you just basically like stick your tush in the guy's face, you know, that's not really a painful maneuver. You know, you want to celebrate, you better watch out because you know that didn't really dispose of Funny Bone.
Correct.
You know, just embarrassed him. What do you do when you get embarrassed? You fight back.
That's right. And right now, Funny Bone inside the steel cage.
Let me ask you a question. Ooh. Kind of confusing here. Ooh, nice drop kick. Let me ask you a question, okay?
Arm drag takedown inside the steel cage.
It's very interesting the way you're calling this match. Because I remember a time when you had a lot to say about these performers when they were in the ring. You didn't have a lot of good things to say about Mike Dalite.
The last time we saw these two guys, it was a matchup between Team FSW and Team Hollywood.
Right.
And I thought these two would fight for the greater good of FSW, but obviously not. These guys, though, decided to continue their personal grievances as teammates.
Okay, well, specifically speaking about Funny Bone, who at one point was aligned with your favorite professional wrestler, Sin Bodhi.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
You don't even know who that is.
I don't even know that
you forget very easily, Jim,
yes.
because you had a lot of negative things to say about Funny Bone.
Well, at the time,
a lot of negative things to say about
he
him.
definitely deserved it. Look at him now. He is now a threat to Jacob Austin Young and anybody in the FSW.
And maybe the fact that he has ended his alliance with certain people has caused him to progress here.
That's right. He's made a smart maneuver. Look at this. He's got him up. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Oh, threw mine to the steel bar in the fence there. That was good aim.
There's definitely a lot of dangerous spots inside the steel cage. You got the ladder. You don't really want to run up against that Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
Have you had any ladder matches with when you were teaming up with Alex Wright back in the day?
Yes, we did. We had a
right?
ladder match against the Filthy Animals. You can see that match on YouTube.
There you go.
Go YouTube that. Filthy Animals versus Alex Wright and Disco Inferno.
And there you have it.
It was actually a pretty good match.
Stat of the day.
Ooh, wow.
And
I think Mike Dalite's bit off a little more than he could chew. I mean, like, to be honest, what's that coming down the aisle, Joe?
It's a minion. And
Right.
it looks like he had a chair in his hand or
Yeah,
something.
Did you see him kind of like approaching the ring like as only a minion would approach the ring? Kind of like really weird, you know?
You know, it seems odd, but there's the cookie sheet across the face of Mike Dalite.
I gotta say, I think Funny Bone looks pretty cool with his face paint, chest paint stuff that he has on.
Yes,
that's a pretty cool look for him.
You know, he's definitely reinvented himself after he had his little midlife crisis hanging out with that other
well, let me
freak.
tell you something, okay? Usually in professional wrestling, these guys will reinvent themselves about 15 times before they come up with something that they're comfortable with. But I gotta admit that Funny Bone really has never strayed too far off course, has he?
He has not. He has stayed the course, as George Bush once said.
Yeah, and he's getting, I mean, like, you know what it's like? The best way to describe Funny Bone's career is he's stayed the course, but he's had a couple flat tires, you know? And instead of getting out and fixing it, he called AAA, you know? So if he would have, like, you know, you travel along, you fix your tire, you get back in the car and you keep on driving, Funny Bone would probably progress further along faster than he has. Would you agree with that?
That is definitely a possibility. There was definitely a bump in the road for a long while as Mike Dalite. And by the way, this is an escape the cage match, Disco Inferno. So the only way to win is to climb out of the cage, and your 2 feet have to touch the ground.
You actually think Mike Dalite with that dress can climb out of that ring?
Well, that would have been his fault because he was made
God.
aware of the rules.
Well, he's getting a beating right now. I mean, I'll tell you that much. He's been hit with everything, literally.
Except the kitchen.
Except the kitchen. See, we don't have a kitchen sink in there, do we?
I don't see one right
Well,
now.
I never thought that would be much of a weapon anyway, you know? Unless you wanted to, like, clean the guy, you know, to death. You know what I mean?
And there's
like wash him or something, you know? A kitchen sink would be an effective maneuver.
Oh, look at that.
Goodness.
With the ladder, using the chair as the weapon. As Mike Dalite, you know, throughout this feud has been going on for months. Funny Bone has not been able to pin the shoulders of Mike Dalite. And even tonight he's not going to, but he has not had a concrete victory over this guy.
I heard through the grapevine that to prepare for this match, Funny Bone has been watching tapes of Cactus Jack, a.k.a. Mankind, and also watching tapes of Sabu. Okay? You know what I heard that Mike Dalite was watching to prepare for the match? He's been watching I Am Kate.
There you go.
The Bruce Jenner show that's on each week and everything to prepare with it, which I don't think would help him in a professional wrestling match, but would help him in trying to gain an identity for himself going forward. Would you agree with that?
Well, you know, obviously Mike Dalite trying to maybe make some ties in Hollywood with Kate.
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe.
You know. And look at this.
What is that? It's like a sit-up maneuver. Or he's taking he's pulling his face to his tush again in that type of move.
You know, there's just certain things that are unexplainable when it comes to Mike Dalite.
Well,
and obviously he's very much, you know.
Ooh!
And what has he got in his hand?
He's got some type of, it's a bag, it's a purse.
It was a purse, but.
It's a purse. What's he got in the purse?
Looks like a brick.
He's got a brick in his purse. That must have been a Christmas present from his parents recently or something, right?
You know, and there's this. He's got another dress.
Oh, and he's choking him with it.
I thought he was going to put it on Funny Bone. And, you know, Funny Bone has had some issues with Mike Dalite because of the dress.
I got to give Mike Dalite a little bit of credit for having the wherewithal to bring that brick into the ring in the purse and hide it in the purse.
There you go.
If I was him, I would take that.
Oh, and look at that. He just tossed the chair.
Yeah, well, that's an easy way to get a guy off the top rope. But if I was Mike Dalite, I would have taken that brick and battered Funny Bone's head with it until his skull crushes open.
And then he
his
could climb
brain
over.
splatter. Then he can climb out, you know?
There you have it. Not thinking ahead. See, if you were Mike Dalite's manager, Disco Inferno, he might have won this match already.
Oh, are you kidding? This match would be over in 2 minutes with my instructions.
But right now, Funny
What is
Bone
that? That is a
stretcher.
It's a gurney. It's a gurney, right?
carrying a guy out in a stretcher. Usually they save it for after the match, not during.
Well, maybe Funny Bone thinks it's a surfboard.
It could be.
What's he going to do now?
And he's got Mike Dalite up, but no, the reversal.
Ooh, nice move.
And a neck breaker on top of the stretcher.
That was a very creative move by Mike Dalite. What a reversal. I didn't think he had it in him, Joe. You know, Mike Dalite is pulling some really good moves out of his book tonight.
Well, you know,
And let's face it, his book, his wrestling book, is a very short volume crammed with misinformation. Let's get that straight.
obviously not under your tutelage.
No, definitely not under my tutelage.
Not laying claim.
Big Vito would tutor this guy.
Yes. And look at this, Mike Dalite.
Whoa! Holy cow!
Coast to coast.
Wow, did you see that?
That move would make Rob Van Dam proud.
That's what I was just thinking. He went all the way across the ring.
And the crowd getting behind Mike Dalite, looking very impressive.
Well, now he just needs to climb out, right?
That's all he needs to do. The feet have to touch the
Well,
ground.
don't climb out right where Funny Bone is, you bonehead. Go to the other side of the ring. You got some minions out there on the outside, too.
Yes, he does, and I'm
Stooges.
not sure.
Stooges.
The
kinda,
Stooges,
huh?
yes.
Look at them.
And
Well,
it
this
looks,
referee's lost control here at ringside. He's got to get these guys out of here.
well, there is no door, so there's no other
Ooh.
option. The low blow by Funny Bone. You know, what is Mike Dalite supposed to? Oh, and another one. Not sure what's there, Disco Inferno, but either way, it's got to hurt.
Well, he did get a pretty good idea by the way he sold it there, so.
And the Enziguri, as Funny Bone is calling out.
But what are the minions doing now?
Obviously, there's not enough chairs.
Who are those guys?
You know, one day maybe we'll find out. Funny Bone is lining up the two chairs.
Now he's giving them instructions.
Yes, and he's screaming, not very happy. I'm thinking that there might not be enough chairs inside the ring for what Funny Bone's looking to do.
Well, he's obviously thinking of something very dangerous here.
Not bad. Look at that. One shot.
There you go. He threw one in there. Boy, if Mike Dalite had any friends whatsoever, he could sure use them at ringside right now, wouldn't you think?
You would think, but, you know, he's had some friends in the past, and maybe he's lost them all. Because we know at least Funny Bone has 3. As Mike Dalite is in big trouble in the Escape the Cage match here at Sam's Town Live. Oh, and look at that, the super kick. Oh, and Mike Dalite nails the lights out.
They just clobbered each other right back and forth.
And both of them are down and out with the running knee. You know, we're going to need a lot of people to clean this ring up after the match. And
Well, that's it. Don't look at me. All right, I'm not cleaning that crap up.
listen to the crowd. They are chanting for
way
the dress,
I
Disco.
saw the way you were looking at me, like sideways there, like maybe you need me to go out there and
Maybe
help.
we'll get a little assistance from you, Disco.
Why don't you go out there and help clean up? I'll be right after you. I'll follow you down there. How about that?
Actually, I like your idea better. Make Rocky T do it.
Yeah, let him do something. And tell him we're going to air it.
Oh, and look at that. The lights out once again
Wow.
onto the cookie sheet.
Good
And
move.
this has got to be it. Mike Dalite could climb out.
That would have been a good idea to use a ladder, don't you think?
Would have got him up there quicker.
Well, now he's got to try and climb out. Those goofy minions are there.
Well, good thing he doesn't have his heels on, or he'd be in big trouble.
He wouldn't be able to do it.
And look at this. There
Boy,
is Mike
What a
Dalite.
move. You know what he should have done? He should have put a pole vault in the ring, a la Bruce Jenner, and pole vaulted out of the ring.
And Mike Dalite is going to walk away victorious.
Wait,
No!
what is he doing? Wait a minute. Come
Mike
on.
Dalite is up
Do
top.
not do this. Do not do this. Wow.
And the giant axe handle from the top of the cage, Disco Inferno. He had the match won and chose to inflict more damage on the Funny Bone.
Unbelievable, these kids these days. They'd rather do a high-risk move than win the match. Unbelievable.
Well,
Now they're both out. That hurt him too.
and Mike Dalite looked like he landed a little awkwardly on that, and you know, you could break an ankle,
Could
Disco.
be shatter an ankle.
And speaking of that, it looks like that. Look at him. He is limping, and obviously he injured his ankle coming off the top of the cage that he had no reason to do it.
Now he's going to try again. Oh, my God.
And there is Funny Bone with the big
Clubbering,
forearm and
yes,
the fist.
Clubbering him now. He's clubbering him.
And Mike Dalite had the opportunity to end it with Funny Bone once and for all at the top of the cage. But right now he is in big trouble. And what is Funny Bone going to do? This looks like it's dangerous for both of these guys.
What's he going to do now?
And Dalite looking to reverse it. And it looks like he's trying to give him a German suplex through the chairs.
Ooh.
And look at that, Funny Bone.
That was a smart move.
As he uses the steel cage. And now he is up top as Mike Dalite is laying on the chairs.
Uh-oh, what's coming now? I think I know what's coming now.
And Funny Bone off the top
Ooh!
with the double stomp
He destroyed him with that.
as Mike Dalite had the chance for victory here inside the steel cage, but chose, I guess you could say, a little shot of redemption.
Yeah. And what's it going to do now? Well, this match is not over.
The
Can
difference
he
is,
climb out? He hasn't even tried to climb out yet.
and the good advantage for Funny Bone is the fact of the matter is there's nobody to stop him, as there was Mike Dalite with the minions earlier, as Funny Bone,
Wait a minute, what's going on here? Is he
as
gonna
Mike
get him?
Dalite is trying to hold on, he's trying to grab him, but no!
No! And Funny Bone has beat him. Mike Dalite with the classic error of not taking the victory when he had it. And he had the jaws of victory, and what happened?
He decided to,
He decided to take defeat, didn't
he
he?
wanted to be a hero.
Wanted to be a hero.
Do you have what it takes to be the next future star of wrestling? The #1 training facility in the Southwest is enrolling new students for a career in professional wrestling.
Do you have what it takes to be the next future star of wrestling? Come see us today.
Our all-star staff includes WWE legend D'Lo Brown, TJ Perkins, Kenny King, and Sin Bodhi. Training for all ages, including our weekly kids class. For more info, visit fswvegas.com.